Two-Face Idibia has once again proven that he actually is a despicable person. And I told you people that there will always be useless women out there that will tarnish their reputation by still associating themselves.
Hey, my people, what's up, man? So allegedly, I've been seeing so many things, so many people coming up with their own false narratives and false talk and malicious nonsense after I posted that stuff that I posted. Yes, I posted what I posted, and any person will get brain, they understand, you know. But for all of the people that have been saying different stuff that do not have any absolute clue of what's going on, I hell now, in a life perfect guy, not too much, you understand? See, everybody's going to be alright, everybody's fine. There's no fights, there's no quarrel, there's nothing. I said what I said. All of us will be alright. And all of us are working to do bigger and better things. You understand what I'm saying? And Honorable Natasha, I see she has been dragged, she has been called all sorts of names, she has been labeled as a homebreaker, you know. She is a young, brilliant, amazing young woman. You understand what I'm saying? And she had nothing to do with, you know, what's happening between me and Annie in our marriage. You know, she has absolutely nothing to do with that. But I see everybody allegedly trying to, you know, rope her into everything. Yes, I love her. She's amazing. She's cool. You know, I want to marry her. You understand what I'm saying? So that on one side. Then on the other side, well, me and Annie, we don't fight, we don't quarrel. You know, we have a good understanding of ourselves and what's going on. So allegedly, everybody that has been saying stuff allegedly, keep alleging. We shall continue to be alleging. You understand what I'm saying? So thank you very much. Move on with your perfect lives. Now me carry and come there. So I understand this will happen as I carry and come there. Exactly. I put that on my business. Yes, so you are allowed to interfere and say what you feel like. But please, when you want to allege, make sure you know what you are alleging. And I'm also going to ask, in fact, I go ask Congress. We have to do something about this alleging. You understand? Everybody's hiding behind allege. To just say anything they want to say. Causing heartache, embarrassing people.
Brought it to the internet.
And you know, say many people will ever leave the follow alleged. So we need to do something about this alleged. If you don't know something, no talk. No quote person. Make only the person will talk. You understand? So with this viewpoint of mine, thank you very much. I don't bring a come again. I don't give enough food again. Look, I continue to the allege.
Of course we
will. We'll go in for some that. No problem.
You bring it into the internet.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk about it. You post it on the internet. Where's my gummy bear? I hope this part doesn't get copyright. No. Sorry guys about the quality.
Live performance. Live performance. That is not yet, please. Yeah. Love is a beautiful thing. She moving forward with his eardrum.
Let me tell you something, Two-Face. Baba Galoosh. Bald-headed. Are you crazy? Yes, you are, because of that dent in your bald head. Now, let me say this. I'm not Annie's biggest fan. I think Annie is not a smart girl. But you know what? You can never be blessed moving like that. Oh, Baloosh. Everything you touch will crumble. And honorable Natasha, you're not honorable. You're not honorable, bitch. What? They're not even divorced. Did they just get separated? Already engaged, and he's touching your stomach? Bald head. Baba Galoosh. I don't even want to put this on Nigerian, but I mean. I'm not trying to risk blood. You Baba Galoosh ass. You know what? I cannot, but I can. Annie, Nisha Bay, you won't catch me begging. We watched you beg for 3 seasons. You see what these men will do to you? What did Connie say? Men will leave you in the desert without water.
Thirsty.
Men will leave you in the desert without water.
Thirsty.
And he gave her life. Learn the lesson, little sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Bulldoze them. Especially if they're a bald head, Baba Galoosh ass.
So I've just come back home and, I'm scrolling through TikTok. Tell me why I see a video, a clip. I don't even know why I'm smiling because it's not funny. I see a video of Two-Face proposing to his new girlfriend, Natasha. Him and Annie are not even divorced yet and he's already proposing to a new girl. At this point, justice for Annie. Don't get me wrong, Annie wasn't my favourite person on the show, but nobody deserves this kind of treatment. Annie stuck by Baba throughout the good times and the bad times, and all the times that he put her through so much, and still she's stuck by his side. This is what she gets. Really check on Annie, because honestly, I hope Annie is surrounded by her loved ones, her family, and her friends. I'm pretty sure she is, but man, the fact that the girl as well, the girlfriend, this new girlfriend that he has, is cheesing from ear to ear, like he's not gonna do the same thing that he did to Annie and every other women. I don't know why she thinks like she's gonna have this happy ending, this happy fairy tale, because baby, she's in for a rude awakening. She's in for a shock. That is all I am going to say. I don't even know why I'm so shocked. Why am I so shocked? Things that he was coming out with when he was on Young, Famous in Africa, I was like... Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts.
Two-Face Idibia has once again proven that he actually is a despicable person. Let me quickly remind you of his atrocities. He announced the divorce from his wife during one of the most trying moments in her life, when she was facing public scrutiny, experiencing online bullying, and he didn't even let her heal in peace because she's allegedly in rehab. He had to make it known that he's a free man and the woman can go back to her parents' house. No regard for his children, his daughters, no regard for the fact that this woman stood by your side through public humiliation and ridicule and still defended you. Now he's being seen with another woman whom he just proposed to and who allegedly is pregnant. We need to start accepting men for who they are, because a shameless man will not stop being shameless just because you get married to him, you give him kids. You can do anything for a man. If he decides that you are not the one for him and he wants to show you premium wickedness, he will do so. You can do all the cooking, all the dry fasting to look skinny, all the anything you can think of, and he will still humiliate you no matter how much you do for him. You could have changed his life, supported him financially. If he wants to get rid of you, he will do so without even considering your feelings. And I told you people that there will always be useless women out there that will tarnish their reputation by still associating themselves with the likes of Two-Face. And I wish women were more concerned with their reputation like men are, because Two-Face got rid of Annie once she became a liability. Once her image out there was not as polished as it was prior to joining the show, he said, let me get rid of this babe. Men care about their reputation. Have you people not had male friends and they're maybe dating something on the low, and they only want to see the person behind closed doors? They will never accept anywhere that they're dating a person. Once a man is ashamed of you, he does not want to be publicly associated with you. He could date you, possibly, but for him, the best thing is just to separate himself from you publicly. Women, on the other hand, a whole
honorable something. They are calling you honorable, and you are out here accepting a proposal from a serial cheat. Let's leave cheating aside. As a beautiful, young, successful woman, why would you want to become someone's fourth baby mother? It cannot be money. I don't think it's money. I think it's our crazy obsession with marriage and women somehow tying themselves to a man and being able to say, I have a husband. Meanwhile, no give me some better money. No man no they call me honorable. I no give me no one I title, so I know if you attach myself to Two-Face. Even they dash me that Two-Face, so I know if you even manage them. Your name is honorable something. Oh, don't piss me off.
Let's get into this matter of Two-Face. According to unconfirmed report, Natasha is pregnant for Two-Face with her first child for Two-Face. One thing Two-Face don't understand is that, when Two-Face became a legend, he became a star, it was not the era of social media. So maybe he doesn't really understand certain things about social media. Two-Face does not understand certain things about social media. And to the set of people supporting him, I really don't know what you guys are supporting here. I saw the video of Fayoshe's younger brother saying that Two-Face can go ahead and have another wife. Do you guys realize that these people are legally married and their divorce is not yet finalized? Their divorce is not yet finalized. Yes, they've been separated for months because of whatever reason they've been going on, that's been going on. Can't you all see the level of disrespect, from Two-Face? In as much as sisterhood is not proud of Honey, I have said this over and over again, sisterhood is not proud of her for letting herself go, for being known only to be Two-Face's wife. She had the opportunity, she had the platform, she just wanted to be just Two-Face's wife. Sisterhood is not proud about that. But this is a huge disrespect that the divorce is not yet finalized, and he came on his official handle to say that, and they make the word epa and beg Natasha, say Natasha, you won't marry. It is disrespectful, and we have to call a spade a spade. And to the percentage of men supporting Two-Face, I really don't understand why, when any issue is gender based, I don't know why men always support men. And this is one thing I say in Nigeria, the women, we come out and apportion blame right in the right proportion. But when it comes to men, you people will support men, that divorce is not yet finalized. Two-Face don't give person belly allegedly, and posted on his page saying he won't marry. 3 days ago, he went to Edo State Assembly. So the math is mathing now. This is uncalled for, and this is too disrespectful. It was just a couple of weeks ago that he announced that this whole saga was trending. He could not even go low and respect Honey.
And their marriage.
He could not even respect Honey. This is disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful. Man should have waited till the divorce is finalized. Then we all know you are free. But as long as you are still in that marriage, the only thing is, yes, there is crisis. You guys are separated, but why don't you wait? But now it is so good for Two-Face to move on. And you people are supporting him. Nigerian men are supporting him. Now what for now?
See, in my line of work, I take care of a lot of clients, patients with mental health issues, including substance abuse. Now, substance abuse, as we can see in this case with Annie and Two-Face, Annie having to go to rehab. People don't realize the toll that separation and divorce, especially when it's not your choice as a woman, when you have children together, when you're intertwined for years, the toll that it can take on you mentally. Some of us escaped it and still functioning and still going, and people think, oh, you're blabbing. But healing without speaking up on what happened literally can eat you up physically, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. It can cut you at the knees. It can cause people to unalive themselves. It can cause people to go into drug use, alcohol use. There are a lot of men have mental health problems relating to maybe chronic health disorders, maybe relating to their own childhood, and they will literally project that on you as a partner in the long term, especially if you don't know what's going on. Thank God some of us, for me, for example, being in the healthcare field, being in the mental health field, I think also saved me a lot. But I digress. Annie is in a mental health institute, rehab, getting off substances, whatever substance. I don't know the detail here. I'm going to do some more research on that. But this brings me to say, ladies, center yourself. If emotionally not being too attached to my man, find ways to center yourself, because this kind of things, when your emotions are too vested in that man, in all your life, everything, he's the centerpiece, and without him you just crumble, you fall apart. Some of us have been through cases, instances of manipulation, gaslighting, stonewalling, silent treatment that's never ending, okay? Abandonment, financial abuse and trauma, manipulation, not to mention threats, okay? The flying monkeys that also come along to perpetrate more trauma on you, and not to mention the traumatic nature of some of these aunties and mother-in-laws that also come along with all the also versions of accusations, not to mention the innocent children that are caught up in some of this drama, and all centers around this man who just lack mental capacity and refuse to see anything anybody's way but their way. It's all about sex. It's all about selfishness. It's all about the next shiny thing, status. The divorce is not even completed and you're already getting along with another woman. Probably he's been having that woman along the way all this while. Just because the next shiny thing. She's a diplomat. She's a politician. She has money. She has influence. So it's going to give him more influence. All about chasing the next shiny thing. Recognize it, ladies. Center yourself. Don't play with your education, with your career. Like, when I'm passionate about this, especially for women, so that when a man is acting up, it doesn't cause you to go into a mental institute. It doesn't cause you to want to unalive yourself. It doesn't cause you so much depression that you can't see beyond yourself. You can't go to work. You can't work for yourself. You're getting fired all over the place because of one man, because you are centering that man, because you are making that man all your identity. Making your identity a little bit. We all one man. But damn. Okay. I have seen women destroyed by marijuana use, alcohol use, opioid use, whatever use, even into prostitution. Be smart, be wise, whip it in your mind, detach, only give 10% of yourself to a man. Keep that 90% to yourself and zip it, watch their patterns and address it accordingly. Take your step accordingly. If you have yourself together, some of these things, now look at her children going to be with some people just all over the place. This is going to impact them too. I'm using this story to enlighten. Going through divorce can be less traumatic if the woman is centered. Going in a relationship can be less traumatic if the woman is centered, because when you're centered, the less likelihood of you sitting there to tolerate shit. And having bullshit affect you to the degree where you're like losing it because you shouldn't lose in a minute. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Has Annie or any of Two-Face's baby mama ever dragged him for not being a responsible father? Have they ever dragged him for not being a provider? Have they ever dragged him for domestic abuse? No, it has always been the case of love only me. Marriage has always and will always be a contract. Sadly, many of us do not accept that reality until it hits us across the face. But let me even explain what I mean. Falling in love with someone and projecting a perfect future with that person has always been one of the most prominent factors people consider when getting married. But that has never been the only factor. Aside love, there are always other reasons why people marry the very person that they marry. That's why there's a proposal. They ask, you accept, then you proceed. People marry for name and affluence attached to the person they are getting married to.
Okay.
Heck, people marry because they want to avoid paying rent. People marry because they want to have children in wedlock. People marry because of good, mind-blowing sex. The other factors aside love that is considered by each couple does not even have to make sense to the rest of us on the outside. Which is why once those factors expire and they choose to break up, we should not be overly bothered about it. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us accept that one first, that there are other factors that are strongly considered aside love when it comes to marriage. True. So marriage is a contract. Everybody have what they are expecting in it. You see the word love, it has just been enjoying good PR over centuries and centuries. It is not the only factor binding two people together. Now that we understand that, let's get to this two-faced Annie-Natasha triangle. I personally feel like the reason why so many people are sympathizing with Annie in this situation is because she has shown time and time again that Two-Face is her all in all. You know, she's the loud one as regards to love in that union. While that is a very valid concern, I still do not understand the narrative as to how Two-Face is the only one to be blamed for the divorce. Is there something you guys know that we do not know? Am I the one that is going to break it to you that Annie and Two-Face have been in each other's lives for over 20 years? You think that's not enough time for somebody to evolve in their taste in politics, religion, food, music, or whatever it is? Annie and Two-Face, side by side, grew up in limelight at a time where for you to become a superstar, you needed to work with blood, sweat, and pure talent. That is exactly what Two-Face did. It's not today that social media is producing 10 celebrities daily. As at 2006, that is 19 whole years ago, Two-Face Idibia had one of his songs as a soundtrack on a Hollywood blockbuster. Fat Girls, look it up. So no, Two-Face has always been a big deal. I am saying all this to say that it is not only love that will make you be with somebody. Annie cannot beat her own chest and say that the reason why she has always been with Innocent is because of love. Mbano, my sister, be honest. That man has been very consistent about who he is.
True.
So if you're going for people like that, you know what you are going into. You should have a plan. People that went in there that wanted children, they took 2, took 3 and left. You are going there to go and do what? Natasha, the lawmaker, the one he's with now, she knows what she's getting into.
How do you know?
He has 7 children. He has 21 baby mamas. He has this one. She knows. None of it is a secret. Do you understand me? Everybody has a plan of what they want from anybody. So if you're still walking around with that mentality that love alone is the reason why people marry who they marry, especially influential people in any capacity, my dear, you are deceiving yourself. Love alone is not why Peter of P Square married Lola. Love alone is not why Sade married Eleganza Okoya. Love alone is not why Regina Daniels is with Ned Nwoko. Love alone is not why Chioma Roland is with Davido Adeleke. Or you think it's only love that is moving all these women to Portable? So, yes, there is love and there are other factors to be considered, okay?
All right, story time. I like sharing bits and pieces of my life, my journey, as a form of encouragement or perspective for other women who might, at least maybe one woman or one person might be going through similar, and through my story, through my perspective, and through my professional researched knowledge that I also pour into bits and pieces of this platform. Hopefully it'll help, if not one person, more. Gina Chumesi here, your favorite psychness practitioner, coming at you again with another video, recognizing where you are in a high toxic, narcissistic, abusive, controlling, chaotic, what else you want to put on it, recognizing the red flags and how to safely move along from it, how to heal, and also knowing, like, if it's not compatible relationship, being okay with, okay, this is a red flag for you, and hey, maybe it might be another person's green flag, and being okay with, okay, my preference, and walking away. Anyways, today I'm talking about the fact that we think we have to sacrifice so much in order for a relationship to work. It has to be so much work. A lot of times the pick-me women, especially from where I come from in Ghana, Africa, church community, we've been conditioned to have this type of mindset that marriage, the success of a marriage one, or the length of a marriage doesn't equate how good the marriage was or how happy you were within that marriage. If your preferences were considered, if it was fair, equitable relationship from an emotional standpoint, spiritual standpoint, psychological standpoint, financial standpoint, purpose standpoint, because if you're each of you can flourish and bring out your purpose for which you are on this earth, because you're not on this earth to just be a wife and a mother. Because when you go to people's graveyards, you don't just see, they see the name when they were born and then when they passed away. But what's your purpose? What legacy are you leaving behind while you are within that relationship, that marriage? That's the point of decentering men and centering yourself. How much you're willing to do and sacrifice in order for that relationship to work, for the number of years for you to be happy, or for the relationship to continue to do, or to have your kids benefit from you staying or twisting yourself into a pretzel in order for it to work. How much is too much? Like in my story, right? I had a first child. I knew that I wanted to go back to school in order to get my master's and possibly get my doctorate, because I know this thing from seeing other people, watching my mother and all this stuff, knowing that when I have my education, that's a key that can never be taken away from me. I can do so much with my education. Even if the relationship end up not working, I can still fend for myself because I have a degree that I can always find a job, do a business, whatever. So I waited before having my son, and once I got there to start the preparation to have my son, we had a lot of trouble because, one, I was on birth control for a long time, so that affected the lining of my womb. So with my womb being more thinner because of long-term birth control use, because I had to take that on me to put myself on birth control. I tried different ones because some of them will affect my mood. Some of them will cause me to have weight gain. Some of them will cause me to have different things like cysts, fibroids, mood changes. And hindsight 2020, some of this stuff, even with OBGYN, sometimes it's like not always straightforward with how they manage care when it comes to birth control. So we were able to slowly overcome that. I had a miscarriage twice before having my son, almost having an IVF. We had an IUI procedure twice. It was long. It was a difficult process emotionally, especially for me, but we both wanted another child. I was ready to have another child, most importantly. And thank goodness I ended up having my son, because I know my ex really wanted to have a son. In my culture, having a son is like, it's going to take on your name. He named him a junior. But it's a reflection, is having gone through all that, having celebrated all that with our loved ones, with our church community, all that stuff, feeling like, oh my God, I was able to give this man the son that he so much had been wanting. And right around that time is when the switch up started happening. And that's when I started to know he was cheating. He had somebody else in the picture, because nobody can change like that without having another woman with him. And then all of a sudden, just boom, left the house, wouldn't come back, wouldn't communicate anymore. I mean, it was brutal, not just for me, but for the kiddos as well, because my daughter's like, daddy's girl kind of thing. But the level of sacrifice wasn't just, for me. I'm saying it to say, like, I did the sacrifice. I love my kids. I got my kids. I got my degree out of it, all of that stuff. But the truth of the matter is that some women will do a lot of different sacrifices like that at their own detriment. A lot of times. Because these men will put you through hell and back, and all the while knowing that they're not really for the relationship like that. They're not really for you. They're not really liking you like that. They're liking other people. And if that's the thing, they, communicating in a fair way, like, hey, I'm really not into you like that anymore. How do we sever this relationship? How do we repair or not repair? How do we co-parent? But communication is so key. But a lot of times they would not even communicate. They won't do any of that, and they'll just boom.